This is a game that I was pretty excited to try out due to the good vibe and excellent animation that the One Punch Man anime offered. I wanted to be able to use those heroes with unique skills in a fighting game, but I found this. We have a new review, this time with one of the titles that has been the most hard for me to complete, not because of the level of difficulty or lack of time, but because of how repetitive and simple it can become. But hey, let's see what we find. Maybe we can get something good out of this. What do you think if we reach a goal of 60 likes? If we can reach it, we will continue bringing analyses of these games that you guys like so much. So without more to add, let's begin. I'm going to expand my thoughts in this video in the most critical and objective way I can, as to why One Punch Man, a hero nobody knows, is one of the most mediocre games I have ever played. So right from the get-go, this is not a good game, okay? It may be enjoyable, at least it may help you kill some time for a few minutes, but from that to be a good game, I see it pretty far away. This game tries to have personality, either with its character creation format, with the story wrapped between the events of the series, or trying to make us deliver some documents to a man who is literally 10 steps away from us. The point is that at first glance it looks like the game bothers to include these types of mechanics that would make the game look a little less repetitive, but it's unable to do so. The gameplay around a game seems so basic and boring that it's even as if it treats us players like idiots, but then it turns out that the game punishes you through its own mistakes. What I'm referring to is that the gameplay in the combats, which was supposed to be the most attractive aspect in technical value, is a chaos of perspective, hitbox, frame rate, and even speed of response of the controls. It doesn't have great depth in the mechanics beyond having a perfect guard animation and a strong and light hit. It is a fighting game with nuances of arena fighter, which does not convince me as a player at all. The technical section could be said that it is good in terms of graphics, but the unpolished and clown animations killed my hope. There is no tempo in the beats, there is no appreciation for making a stylish moveset for each character. It's simply very sad. The way this works is that you create your own character. The customization system is limited to the beginning, but as you progress, many more variants can be made to create fun results. From that point on, the game takes too long to take you into action, giving you excessive dialogues that in the end only repeat the same thing, giving you tutorials to learn how to play, which, well, is appreciated, explaining to you how this madness that you just got into will work. You are released on a map of the main city. Your goal in principle is to gain recognition and some attention for the Hero Association. You achieve that with missions that will spawn in the map and give you experience, money, and recognition once completed. They will also give you skill points that you can spend on your attributes to improve the qualities of your character. This way, progressively, just as in the series, the association can give you a higher rank of hero, starting at C to B, passing through A, and finally Class S. This sounds good if it was not because the progress to achieve those goals is damn boring. You can customize your character skills, that's true, but it depends on the villains and heroes you have encountered at that moment. Also, you have a space for 4 special skills, but at the beginning you will only have room for 1, and as you progress in the game you can unlock more slots to have more skills. The money you earn in the missions can be used in stores that are distributed throughout the city and purchase new accessories or outfits for your character. They also offer you your own room as a hero. It is possible to customize it to your taste, and this is probably one of the things I like the most in the game, like a roleplay mechanic. I love it. It gives sense of own appropriation, but it doesn't affect anything mechanically. They are just outstanding details in a question of aesthetics. One of the biggest problems, or perhaps the one I had the most conflict with when playing, was the design of the missions. It's terrible, but I seriously want you to assimilate and understand how bad the game scheme and cycle is. Unlike many other games which allow you to do the main story mode when you want and the side missions when you want, giving you the freedom to decide if this is an appropriate time to level up an additional mission before going on a complicated assignment. It requires you to do a certain number of side missions to advance in the main missions, which would not be a problem if it wasn't because they are the most boring thing things I have ever played in a long time in this whole sea of arena fighters that we have tested on this channel. At the beginning you have a dialogue that many times is not even dubbed. Then they send you to fight random monsters with this game system that makes you think about why the hell I spent $30 or $40 on this game. They bring you back to this kind of open world so that you can walk around the world for 10 minutes and meet the next NPC who gives you the same type of mission. There are no interactive dialogues, extra mechanics, quick times, decent cinematics, nothing. Everything is an endless cycle of suffering. The game recreates the events of the first season of One Punch Man, but involving your character, and I wish it was actually possible to play the story in a run because then the experience would feel much more digestible, and believe me, the game would win a lot of points. The aspect in which the game really stands out is in the personalization section. Its soundtrack is decent, and that's it. I could not rescue anything else within the entire game system. Not even the cinematics. It was something that, when watching the trailer, had me hopeful, with encouraged to say, man, if the game doesn't end up being very good in terms of gameplay, at least it has a good attempt to represent the story through dialogues and cinematics made with love. Nope, this is basically a cinematic trailer, which does not reflect the cinematics of the game at all. These actually have a very poor budget, and it looks like a product that was made to get out of the step. Many characters don't even have ultimates. I just don't know. I want to think that I'm not the only one who simply watches these animations and the general kinesthetic of managing the characters and think it's very poor. At least I have managed to ensure the contrary with other reviews that I have seen on the internet. And then we have, of course, the theme of Saitama as a playable character. I was very intrigued at the beginning to know what they would do with him, to think that using him in fights representing events from the story and that even the possibility of losing such fight would feel weird, right? I mean, Saitama hardly blinks against his opponents, and in the end I have to acknowledge the game that it is original and authentic in that way. It maintained the rule par excellence of the series. Saitama is the most powerful character in the universe, and it is perfectly reflected here. Saitama wins fights with one literal hit and does not receive any damage from the rival's attacks. For narrative purposes, this sincerely contributes a lot, but in the multiplayer section, it is only possible to choose Saitama as your third character, having a timer with the time left until Saitama arrives on the battlefield. Obviously, when he arrives, he is invincible, and that's why the time bar for him to arrive is very complicated to fulfill. I like it. Simple, faithful, and original. To wrap up, there is not much more I can add about One Punch Man, a hero nobody knows. I have never had such a difficult time to record for a video, I swear. I couldn't wait for the story to end. If you're looking for an arena fighter, there are many more options in the market that offer much more in technical, visual issues, and in competitive approach. I do not recommend this game at all. I've heard very little about this title, and personally, I think it's better for it to stay the way it is, like the game of the hero that no one knows. Guys, I thank you very much if you reached to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any opinions, complaints, or things to add, you can let me know in the comments, of course. Guys, thank you so much for watching. That was all for today, and I'll be watching you in the next video. Take care and see ya.